We're back. We're at the Carl Hacienda again for episode 2 of the Gus Gus Saga. Carl says he's changed his whole demeanor on retrieving, so it'll be fun to see these first few retrieves and see how he does, and then I think we're gonna throw something new in, huh?
Yeah, a couple things.
Hit him with a few curveballs and see how he does there. And
for one, I got 3 plus a drink.
So we'll get old Gus there. I think he's gotten bigger since the last video, honestly. But what's your big plan today, I guess?
Well, we're gonna, for one, show what the last about 2 weeks have done, and then we're gonna show a little bit about the whistle and then sit. So basically, over the next couple weeks and forever now, I'm gonna carry around a whistle, and when that whistle blows, essentially you want the dog's butt to hit the ground and to look at you. And that ties into the other thing that we're gonna do today, which is what I like to call baseball, or some people call it the pitcher's mound. Essentially, it's to get your dog to go the direction you want them to by pointing. So you're gonna sit them down and then throw dummies out, have them retrieve them. Eventually you can get to the point where you can throw 10 dummies each direction, and once they're used to it, you send them that direction, they bring in the dummy, they go back and sit on the pitcher's mound, so to speak, and then you send them another direction. So this will be the beginning stages of that. We're gonna start really simple, probably just with 1 dummy, and see how he does, and maybe get up to 3 before the end of the video.
Perfect. And like I said, we're gonna mainly leave this up to Carl for most of the talking. I'm just gonna be here to chime in every once in a while, just basically make myself seen, I guess. There's another thing I was kind of on the way here I wanted to touch on. I know I call it Norm's outdoor experience, but the reason he's doing this is because he understands dogs pretty dang well. Almost swear jarred it there, but almost as well as me. Just kidding. But anyways, I'm gonna let him do the talking on this, and that's what I wanted to express there. Is it's Norm's outdoor experience, but I got tons of people that hunt and we do things together, and it makes it fun for us, and I just want them to be able to showcase what they know about this thing we all do together. So we're gonna get to it. Well, I guess we'll start with Gus's recap of last week. Sorry about the wind. It's, I don't know, northern Minnesota turned into North Dakota today,
yeah,
for some reason.
Well, it's springtime, it's moody.
Right, it's moody. Don't like the weather in Minnesota, wait 10 minutes.
Right. It's that time of year.
But yeah, so you go ahead and start with him whenever you want.
Stay.
He'll notice that's the first retrieve. We haven't done
Good boy, Gus.
anything with him yet today. I just showed up. We walked around the yard to find the spot with the least amount of wind.
The girls went on a walk. He tried to join them.
Yeah, he was sidetracked trying to chase Mom down.
Boy, good fat heel. Gus, heel. Stay.
Like you see there, like Ryan was saying last time, that little pat on the head that he was doing, he's completely taken that out. The dog's
Good boy, Gus.
heel sit stay is basically all on his own, or all on vocal commands. He does a little hip tap, but that's just the way he trains. I mean,
Good boy.
for pretty much any dog trainer, this is the perfect time to move on and add something else, because you don't want them to get complacent. I do know that much. You don't want them to, all right, this is good enough, because dogs will fall into that. They don't have that big of a brain. I mean, you keep them guessing all the time, it keeps them wanting to do more, and the good jobs and getting all that stuff. So like Ryan said, he's been pretty lights out the last couple days. So I think that's pretty much enough of that.
Mm-hmm. Well, and so one thing on the, you brought up tapping the head like I did in the first video. I will do that if he does have a slight issue. If he breaks a little bit, and I was hoping he would do it once here just so I could show. And if he breaks a little bit, takes a few steps ahead, I'll tap for heel again. And then because he's done that, I'll just kind of a little reminder, just a little tap on the head with stay.
Just have that tool in his pocket.
Yep.
And Gus knows what that is. He's been tapped on the head a million times in the last couple weeks. So
yep, exactly.
I'm sure.
So it's not gone forever.
Right.
It's still something to utilize, and it's something to bring back every now and then.
It's one of those things when it happens, you'll go, oh yeah, sorry,
Yep.
and just take up again.
Yep. And sometimes he breaks a little bit just because he's excited. You know, he really loves the goose dummy. He really gets excited about retrieving that one. So I took it out the other day, and we had done 10 straight beauties with this one. Took that goose dummy in 5 feet, like now. Just because he was excited to retrieve it, which is not a bad thing, so you don't want to scold him for it, but you just got to bring him back and just stay. Remember to stay.
So if we got that base down. If you missed some of that episode, or if you missed that whole episode, it's in the same Gus Gus Saga thing. So we'll leave that alone for now, and we'll go on to the next step, and we'll figure out how we're gonna do that. Whenever you're ready, Gus. You're the main man here, bud. Come on,
Gus.
It's a goose dummy again.
Hey, bud. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to introduce the whistle for sit. Obviously, when I'm calling Gus, I use my own mouth whistle. For come, he knows he has come and that whistle together. But this is actually just a standard plastic cheap whistle. But anything works really, whether it's a field whistle or a ref whistle or whatever it is. So essentially what we're going to do is start training him to sit whenever he hears. And so I'm just going to walk around the yard here with him and just repeatedly do it probably 10, 12, 15 times. See if he catches on to it. And then I'll probably have this thing around my neck constantly for the next 2, 3, 4 weeks, blowing it randomly. Probably going to do it in the house some, which the wife will love. So if I have a black eye next time, that's probably why. But it's all about repetition for this part, and just getting him, because what you want is even in the field when there's guns going off, birds, whatever, you want his butt to hit the ground as soon as he hears that whistle. So that's what we're gonna start on, and it's going to morph into kind of the next step that we're also going to show you today. So I'll just start now. And come on, guys. Good boy. Good boy, Gus. Good boy. Good boy. Gus. Sit. Good boy. Good boy. Come. Good sit. Good sit. Good boy. Sit. Sit. Good boy. Come. There you go. Sit. Good boy.
So you're hearing him, and you're seeing that
boy,
hand signal, and you're hearing him say sit all the time, right? And just because he's starting this dog, you know that, right?
Good sit, Gus. Good sit.
You have to have that base layer, like Ryan said, that foundation in the beginning to get you to where he's gonna be in the end, you know.
Good boy, come.
And also notice how he's not making that dog come to a heel every time. He just wants him to sit. He wants that whistling means sit.
Sit. Good boy. Good boy. Come. Come here. Good boy. Good sit. Good sit. Good boy. Good boy. Gus. Don't sound forlorn. Like I thought we were retrieving. Gus, come here. Come here, bud. Hey. Sit. Good boy. Good boy. So that's essentially what you do. Obviously, you know, this is kind of more of a session. Like I said, I'll do it randomly. I'll have it with for when I'm gonna feed. Anytime we're outside, anytime we're really doing anything, I plan to have the whistle on me, and you just randomly blow the whistle and get them to sit. It can take 2 days where you got to say sit every time, or it might take no time at all, and he's just sitting every time he hears that whistle. It kind of varies dog to dog, but he had a couple of them in there that I didn't actually have to say sit to. Find my words, but so yeah, that's essentially what you do when you're gonna actually have a session with it. You know, do some retrieving for a while, stop, walk around the yard. Best is to kind of get him or the dog kind of just walking around, not really paying attention, and then seeing if when you hit that whistle, if he'll sit. So right now he's paying a lot of attention to us, not really meandering as dogs like to do. But so that's pretty much all there is to that part of it. But again, just like anything else, repetition.
Yeah,
lots of it.
We'll move on to the next part here, but
here, Gus.
It's a good starting point for Gus and good place for anybody who's wondering how to whistle train to get this the product that he's getting right now out of him.
Sit. Gus. Sit. Good boy.
Because right now he's basically going, I don't know what that whistle's for and why are you doing this? But eventually it'll click that once that whistle, it's just easier for me to sit right away.
Gus. 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 Hey. Gus. Sit. Sit. Good boy. Good boy. Come here. Good sit.
Good one to end it on.
Good boy. Good boy.
I'm just here to talk crap.
Huh?
I'm just here to talk crap. I brought the camera.
Right? Rolling?
Yeah, whenever you're ready.
Alright, so now we're going to kind of start the beginning of what I like to call baseball, as I mentioned earlier. So essentially what I'm going to do, I'm going to go out here, I'm going to sit Gus down, I'm going to walk back this way, he's going to stay, and I'm going to throw the dummy one of three directions, either left, right, or behind. And then he's going to hopefully stay there until I give him a direction on where to go. And then as we progress, hopefully before the end of the day here, we're going to add up to 3 dummies. But we might end up just staying on one. We'll just have to see how it goes. The whole point of this is to get him comfortable and learn about what this means. So obviously right, left, and back. And reason for that is when they don't know where the bird is when you're out in the field. And so again, you want them to sit, which is what you're going to have them do first, and what this is about. And then you're going to give them that direction, because hopefully you have an eye on that bird or the general area that it's in, and the dog needs to use their nose to find it. So that's how we're going to start. Real simple, start small and just kind of build up from there, and we'll just see how this goes. Gus, fetch it up. Good boy. Good fetch, come. On. Good boy. Stop. Good boy. Good fetch. Also key, make sure the dog is looking at you before it goes to the bird, so that it actually sees your hand direction.
Takes a lot of the point out of moving.
You need
around.
eye contact from the dog.
You could just as well be a cheerleader out there if you don't have their eye contact.
Exactly. There you go. Good boy, stay. 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 Gus. Sit. Gus. Gus. Fetch it up. Good boy. Good fetch. Good boy. Come. Good boy. Come. Drop. Good boy. Good fetch. Good fetch. All right. Good boy. Don't preempt there, bud. Stay. Gotta stay. And the tricky one, gotta stay. Come on, guys.
And you're gonna have that. Just like we've said everything else, it's gonna happen. We're not gonna take any of this out of the video because we want to show what is most likely going to happen. We want to show everything. We want this to be a full experience.
But you'll notice no praise. No good
Right,
boy. Basically just don't say anything.
He didn't get reprimanded and he didn't get scolded because for one, he went and he did his job. He got the done. But two, he needs him to stay in that instance.
Boy. And behind them is probably the trickiest one out of all of them. Behind them, the dummy's going up over their head. That is the toughest one to get them to stay on. So we'll see if he will this time. Stay, Gus. Stay. 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 Good stay. Good stay. Gus. Gus. Touch it up. Good boy. Good boy. Come. Good boy. Come.
About the best thing you could hope for on the first back, or second back, I should say, over the head like that.
Good boy. Good boy.
He got him to look back at him, take his attention off that toy, and then he set him on the right path for it.
Good boy, Gus. Good boy. Stay. Catch it up. And you'll see there, I didn't even have to say his name. He knew before he was going to get released. Good boy, Gus. That before he was going to get to go, he had to look at me and see which direction. Come here. Hey, finish that. Come here. Good boy.
Calf tied himself.
Good boy. Good boy.
And that's the whole basis behind this. You want them out there doing their job, and you want them out there doing it quick and enjoying themselves. But you want that control over that dog, and that's where Ryan's developing that little piece of control he needs for that dog.
Got it. Got it. Hey. Touch it up. Touch it up. Good boy. Good boy. Come. Come. Good boy. Come. Come on. Back. Good. Stay. Stay. Got it. Touch it up. Good boy, come.
So now would be a good time for him to incorporate that second dummy. You can see as he looked at him, once Ryan started picking his arm up, he went to that toy because he knew where it was. That's what he wanted to do. It was more of the dog had more control there than say Ryan did. Granted, he's teaching him still in that instance, but the dog had more control in that instance.
And so now it's time to get confusing and throw two at it. We're just gonna kind of randomly, I'll throw both of them at the same time, and then I'll change it up. I'll do the one I threw first, send them that way. I'll do the one I throw second, send them that way, just to kind of keep changing it up on them.
I'm here. I could help. I don't think I'm gonna.
Stay. Stay.
It's probably best. It'll get his attention off a single toy. He'll see both of them getting thrown.
That's it. Sit. Stay. Gus. 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 Catch it up. Good boy.
That was exactly what you wanted.
No,
there.
Gus. No. Gus. No. No. Gus. Drop. No. No. Gus. Drop.
And I had to open my mouth.
Boy. Catch it up. Come. Catch it up. Drop. Good boy. Come here. Come. Gus. Come. Drop. No. Alright. Reset. Reset totally then, buddy. Alright. Stay. Gus. Stay. 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 Gus. 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 Fetch it up. Good boy. Good boy. Come, fetch it up. Fetch it. No. Gus. Gus. No. Gus. No. Fetch it up. Fetch it up. Fetch it up, Gus. Come. Come. Gus, come. Come. Fetch it up. Fetch it up. Fetch it up, Gus. Right here. Fetch it up. Come. Boy. Gus, come.
Getting him to finish that
Come.
retrieve,
Gus.
make him
Drop.
bring that second or that dummy to him all the way instead of going straight for that second dummy. It's going to help him here in the long run because he's got this tendency to bring that dummy and then go for the next one right away, which some people isn't bad. But if you want that extra little step, want to take it that extra little step, you can do like Ryan's doing. Make him drop it. Just tell him no. Don't get overbearing with him. Just let him know he's not doing the right thing, and then pick it up, regroup, start over.
Come. Fetch it up. Come. Fetch it up. Come. Gus, look at me. Gus, man. Sit down. Fetch it up, Gus. Good boy, come. Fetch it up. No. 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 Fetch it up. Fetch it up. Come. Good boy. Fetch it up. Go get it. Pick it up. Fetch it up.
It's just going to take...
No.
It's a lot going on for him right now. You can see that he's concerned about that other toy, but he goes to this toy. He might not be able to see that. It might be out of frame, but he goes to this toy, he puts his mouth on it, picks it up, and then he tries to go back to the other.
No, that one. Right here.
So I think what we're going to do here is we're going to let them kind of work this out for a little while, see if we can get that strong double going, and then we'll come back.
Boy, Gus, come. You want to get the goose first? Is that it? Gus. Fetch it up. Good boy, come. Fetch it up, Gus. Good boy. Fetch it up. Come. Good. Good fetch. Come. Sit. Gus. Fetch it up. Fetch it up, Gus. Good boy, come. Good boy, come. Fetch it up, Gus. Fetch it up. Gus, fetch it up. Fetch it up. Fetch it up. Gus. What are you doing, bud? Fetch it up. Fetch it up. No, Gus. No. Gus. No. No. Come. Gus. Come. Heel. Fetch it up. Fetch it up. Good boy. Come. Gus. Fetch it up. Come. Come. Fetch it up. Fetch it up. Fetch it up, Gus. Come on. Fetch it up. Fetch it up. Gus. Fetch it up. Fetch it up. Fetch it up. Lift up, buddy. So basically what you have going on there is a little bird confusion and or me saying no has got him all messed up because he wasn't listening to the direction I was giving him. So now he's hesitant about fetching the bird. Plus, like I thought, he really likes this one, not so much this one. Don't know why really, but just stuff you got to work through when you're doing this process. So it takes a little while. It is a lot of new knowledge. I'm probably gonna have to just go buy like a 3-pack of brand new dummies and totally switch to those, just so that they're all the same and he can't be biased. And we'll try that. But for now, we'll see if we can't get a good one. Might do a couple singles here and just try to get them rolling again. There we go. Come. boy, Gus. Good boy. Come. Good boy. Fetch it up. Fetch it up, Gus. Fetch it up. Fetch it up. Right here. Come on. Fetch it up. Fetch it up. Gus. Come here. Come on. Come. Gus. No. Stay. Stay. Gus. Fetch it up. Good boy. Good fetch. Come. 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 Gus. Why are you dropping early? Huh? Is it really that thing? Really? Where? Come on. Stay. 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 Gus, sit. Sit, Gus. Sit. Gus. Fetch it up. No, Gus. No. Come on, then. Come. Come. Fetch it up. Come. Come. Come on. Come here. Gus. Come. Gus. Come. Come. Gus. Come. Come. Sit. Gus. Fetch it up. Fetch it up. Good boy. Gus. Fetch it up. Gus. Fetch it up. Good boy. Come. Good boy. Come. Good boy. Come. Drop. Good. Good. Good boy. Good boy, Gus.
It might turn out to where by the end of the day that's going to be about the best he's going to get out of him, but at least it's progress. It's like you saw from when we cut before. He really didn't have a clue what was going on, but the fact that he's getting him to go the direction he wants first, even though he had to go and stop him, start him over, he got to make that point known to the dog. So.
No, Gus. No. Gus.
There again, I go opening my mouth.
Sit.
But like I say, this doesn't happen in one day. This doesn't happen in the 20 minutes of film time that I got on this camera right now.
Gus.
You keep doing, like all we're saying is if you keep doing these things, these little things, just keep pounding it into him, staying patient with the dog. Don't make it not fun for anybody. Just stay patient. It's not an overnight thing. Just keep working him. It might take, it only took a week and a half for him to catch on to the heel and stays, but it might take this 2 months. You just never know. You just got to have that patience.
Boy, come. Touch it up. Touch it up.
So I think we might actually just cut it there for a little bit, and if we have anything else we'll add it on, but if not, thanks for watching, guys, and make sure you stay tuned, because I think this dog, he's gonna have a few good days here, and I think he's gonna turn out to be something else special.
Touch it up. Good boy. Good boy. Come.
You can see, even after all that confusion, he went with the hand signal, he got it, he's getting it figured out. It's a slow process. So yeah, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, as always. There's a little bell right next to the subscription button. Hit that, you'll get notifications every time we put a video up for Gus. Every time I put up a video of any of our hunting stuff. And like I said, we're gonna try and incorporate, we got 5 or 6 different people that are always with us, always hunting, and we're gonna try and incorporate them in ways that I think best showcase themselves as an outdoorsman. And like I said, with Ryan, I truly believe it's with his dogs. But we're gonna take off here, and we'll catch you later.
Boy, come. Come. Boy, come on. Good. Good boy, come. Come. Boy. Got sit. Catch it up, then. Come. Come. Come.